Good morning. This morning we'll be talking about how to play golf and specifically how to swing a golf club. Uh, so the first question we need to ask is why is it important to learn how to play golf and swing a golf club and play this sport? And the first thing I can think about is just the great qualities it has in terms of escape, relaxation, and exercise. A round of golf can be long, but a normal golfer walking a round of 18 holes can burn up to 1,000 to 1,600 calories per round, which is a great source of exercise. You also get to spend time outdoors amongst nature, trees. Usually depending on where your golf course is located, there are also wild animals around. So it's a great place to connect yourself to nature and just spend some time away from uh, away from the world of electronics and cell phones and smartphones and the internet. Anyway, so now that we've kind of talked about why why it's important to learn how to play golf, we should now talk about the complexity of the golf swing and learning golf. So obviously today it'll be impossible to teach a beginner how to play golf in 8 to 10 minutes, but the the most beneficial thing I can think about doing right now is just teaching whoever's out there listening a few fundamentals that would be key in learning how to play golf and whether you're going out there for your first time or you're a seasoned veteran, they're just some fundamentals that always apply to you as a golfer. So the first thing I'd like to talk about is posture. Posture is really important, not only to how far you hit the ball, but how consistent you hit the ball, and just protecting your body because golf is not a natural movement. The golf swing is not a natural movement. Your body is not meant to contort in these ways. So it's very important to have good posture, not only to maintain the health of your body the more you play, but also to improve your success and ability to play golf. So a good golf swing. This is a picture of Charles Schwartzel here. This may be reversed for you if you're a right-handed golfer, but you can kind of get the picture based on the angles and the angles and placement of his hands. A good golf posture. It's really similar to the posture that like a baseball infielder would take or a hockey centerman. It's just like an athletic stance where you bend your knees slightly, very slightly, and then you and followed by a bend at the hips, close to around 45 degrees, and your weight is really centered throughout your feet, but a little bit focused towards the balls of your feet, which gives you a little bit of a jump. And the reason why it's important to have this sort of angle right here between the back and your legs right there is that it really engages your hips. So this area right here is where all the power in the golf swing comes from. This area along with your lower body. And getting this angle here, this roughly 45-degree angle, it just really allows the power of your hips and rotation to come through on your downswing. So if you also notice just a few fundamentals is his hands. There's the space between his hands and his legs is about the size of one palm, and his hands dangle nice and naturally. They're not too far away from his body, and they're not too close to his body. Now, depending on the club that you're using, um, obviously the ball will be further away from you, so you do need to account for that. But this area here, this should never change. His head is up, and he's not too bent over the ball, or he's not too upright. You can tell that his weight is a little forward, and his center of gravity is roughly just past his hips, leaning towards the ball. So this is a position of power, which which not only lets you hit the ball further and consistently through impact, but it also prevents your body from getting in weird positions where you might hurt your back and not be able to play for a couple weeks and affect your life outside of the golf course. So the second fundamental that I'd like to talk about today is the grip, and of course, your grip is the only place where you're connected to the actual golf club and and the golf ball. So it is by far one of the most important fundamentals that you can learn. Now, a lot of people, a lot of people use different grips, and it honestly it doesn't matter really what you use as long as you're consistent and there are a set like a set fundamentals list that you go over, which which will help you square the face at impact. So a lot of people use the baseball grip, overlap, or interlock, and those are the three main grips that are used. Some famous golfers who have used overlap include like Arnold Palmer, Phil Mickelson, a lot of old school golfers who have big hands, are big people, and really can control the face and do not need to interlock their fingers right here. So those golfers use overlap. A lot of beginner golfers use baseball grip, which is just kind of a 10 finger grip, not really connecting the two hands at all, which is okay. There have been from time to time professional golfers who are successful using that grip. But today, I'd say in the modern age, the majority of golfers use what is called an overlap grip, where your left hand is on here, your index finger connects with your pinky finger, and they interlock right there to form some sort of like, a little bit of a meld, which helps you connect to the club a little bit better. So the complexities of the grip are really difficult to go over, just because everyone's hands are different. Everyone approaches the ball at different angles depending on your height and your shape and your build. The length of your arms. So really, the one or two things that are really important to know and keep in mind, and would benefit you in this certain case, would be that a grip needs to be not in the palms, not held in the palms like this, but more in the fingers. As you can see right here, I'm holding it towards the fingers, where the fingers meet my palm, and this kind of gives me like a lighter touch and ability to twist the club head around. The next important key that must be met is that when gripping the club, both of these lines right here that your thumb and index finger make should be pointed towards your right shoulder if you're a right-handed golfer, and if you're a left-handed golfer, the line should be pointed towards your towards your left shoulder. So the reason for this is that a grip that where these lines right here are pointed towards your right shoulder really gives you power and control over the face, which when hitting the ball, obviously through the ball, there are high speeds depending on your swing speed, but you really have about one or two shards of a second to really square up your face, and the difference between missing a ball 10 yards, 15 yards, and 20 yards offline and hitting it dead straight could be down to half a degree. So it's really important to have a consistent grip when approaching the golf swing. The third most important fundamental I'd like to talk about is tempo, and which is pretty much the rhythm of the golf swing. And really, depending on players, professional players, it's varied over time greatly, and a lot of people have different personal takes on it. Some people swing a lot faster through the ball. Some people take a wind up really slowly. But the most consistent factor that all successful golfers have, no matter what level they play at and no matter what they've done in the past, is that you must accelerate through the ball and after the ball. So using this ball as an example, all golfers, from Tom Kite to Tiger Woods to Rory McIlroy to a weekend golfer, all golfers that have played well and will continue to play well have the most speed after the ball. So it doesn't matter, really how fast you take it back, how slow you take it back. All that matters is that your speed is accelerating the most through the ball, and specifically in this area after you hit the ball, assuming you're a right-handed golfer, based on the way I'm holding this ball up. So I know those were pretty generic fundamentals that I went over. I hope they helped, but it's hard to show over a video, obviously, and golf is a very complex game. But if you focus on your posture, particularly maintaining that 45-degree angle, weight slightly in the balls of your feet, and hands about a palm's width away from your thigh and body. If you focus on that, if you focus on your grip, making sure that the V's in your thumb and index finger are pointed towards your right shoulder if you're a right-handed golfer and left shoulder if you're a left-handed golfer, and then also focusing on your tempo, making sure that the most speed you have through the ball is after the ball and after you make contact. Those are just three sort of fundamentals that will help you play better golf no matter what level of golfer you're at and where you're starting in the game. Obviously, if you're a beginner, it will be you will have to learn a lot more and practice a lot more other stuff than these three fundamentals. But nevertheless, these three things should help you get out there and have fun and play golf no matter what level you are. So thank you, and I hope this was helpful, and I hope a lot of you are out on the golf course pretty soon.